Buff Nation, you know I'm back. I'm back for like a third time today. First off, I apologize. I apologize. I didn't get to checking out some of that Shador Sanders film, but man, I've been hustling today. I've been hustling today with this research that I've been doing for this one client presentation. Went freaking amazing today. Come back, just had a wonderful hour-long talk with Steve James from the Go Route. Please go subscribe to his channel, previewing TCU, talking about the Buffs. He's located right here in Denver too. Lifelong Buffs fans, Broncos fans. He's awesome. But man, I wanted to get on here really quick, give a live reaction to the depth chart that just got released. There's some surprises on here. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would appreciate a like. That helps get this out to other Buffs fans, and it's really your best way of helping support David Talks Buffs here, right? So y'all check in. Y'all let me know who's in here, and I'm going to share my screen and just kind of talk through my initial impressions of the depth chart, and then I'll get into your comments, discuss with y'all. All right. So we're gonna do this whole screen share thing, and hopefully y'all can see this okay. I saw this from Jake Schwanitz from dnvr. Go follow him on Twitter. I went and downloaded this image just so y'all can see it better. But let's just break it down. We're gonna start with special teams. We'll start on the right. Mark Bassett, again, he's the punter, no surprise there. Place kicker, Jace Feely or Alejandro Mata. Again, that was an insight that Steve James just talked with us about on my last live stream, saying that there might be certain situations and distances where one or the other, Feely might be better than Mata. Mata might be better for that than Feely, and it's going to be kind of a kicker by committee. So that's pretty exciting. Then returner. It's looking like we're going to get a handful of guys are going to get some different looks. Dylan Edwards, Xavier Weaver, Anthony Hankerson, Kendrick Breedlove. I am a little surprised that we don't see Tarvarish Dawson on that list just because he is such a dynamic speedster. And then punt returner, I love to see this. I wasn't expecting it. Jimmy Horn, one of our best playmakers, is going to be back there, returning punts. And maybe Xavier Weaver might get some looks too. Now let's talk about the defense. Defensive end, okay? We have Derek McClendon getting the start right there. We'll see Taj Alston on there as well. And I guess, to me, kind of how they created this depth chart makes it a little hard for me to understand like where they're going to have the alignment from, but I would assume that we would see two of the defensive tackles start. That's why you have two of them right there with Shane Cokes as well as Leonard Payne Jr. That's not a surprise. Big time guy coming over here from Fresno State. Bishop Thomas is going to be in the rotation. I mean, you'll see all these guys. JJ Hawkins, transfer from Ole Miss. They're right there with Chaz Wallace. So big surprise here, outside linebacker. Jordan Dominic is in the rotation. I mean, he was third in the SEC in sacks last year. That speaks highly of the type of athlete Kyrie Mans is right now. Like somebody said in the comments in my last live stream, he's got that bend. Yeah, he's a twitchy guy. Arden Walker, hometown guy, coming back here from Missouri. The feedback in camp on him has been very, very high. So love to see that. And then at inside linebacker, you're going to see Marvin Ham, one of the holdovers, get the start at inside linebacker alongside Levante Bentley. And then we'll have Demoy Kennedy, Jeremiah Brown, Jawan Mitchell. Maybe all those guys will get time. This is really cool to see. Miles Slusher going to be that star, that nickel guy, right? But then behind him, Jaden Milner-Jones, a guy kind of built within the same mold, coming over here from DeSoto. Big time fan of this guy. Thought that maybe we might see him redshirt. And I guess you get 4 games before you redshirt. So, I mean, who knows? But, man, I'd love to see him here on this depth chart because he's a guy that can kind of do everything. He can cover. He's kind of almost built like a hybrid linebacker, sort of like Miles Slusher is, right? So, man, I love to see this. And he comes, again, from same high school Von Miller went to, DeSoto, big time, state champions this past year. Handful of the guys from that DeSoto team went to a bunch of Power 5 schools. Then cornerback. No surprise here. We're going to see Travis Hunter start alongside Omarion Cooper. I would imagine Carter Stoutmeyer would be that next guy up. Love to see that. Again, coming over here from Prestonwood Christian in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Then Cormani McLean. Love that. Love that. And I would imagine we're going to see Cormani on the field as well, alongside Kendrick Breedlove too. Safety, Shador Sanders, Trevor Woods going to get the start. I love that. Roderick Ward and Cameron Silman Craig right behind them. Love it. So overall, pumped about the defense. Pumped about the defense and excited to see what Kyrie Mans is going to do tomorrow. That's really the big takeaway that I have with this. Now, wide receiver. Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver are going to be the starting wide receivers. We knew that. Then Javon Antonio kind of being that fourth guy, right? Then we finally get some clarity here on the offensive line. Of course, we got Tank 6'10", 315, which is actually lighter than what we've seen him listed in years past. So maybe this means, again, we're going to see him pulling. We're going to be seeing the offensive line move a whole bunch, being very active. You know, just like with these zone blocking schemes the Broncos used to run back in the day. I mean, you wouldn't want your offensive linemen too big. You know, these guys need to be shifty. Then Jack Bailey, transfer over from Kent State, going to be there at left guard. Van Well starting at center, then Landon Beebe or Jack Wiltie. I think we'll see Landon Beebe start, but Jack Wiltie kind of being the next guy up at either guard positions. Then at right tackle, we got sy'veon Washington. Of course, we knew that was going to happen with him there from Kent State. And then Liberty transfer Reggie Young. At tight end, we see Michael Harrison getting the start alongside Elijah Yelverson, and then Caleb Fourier there right there. So that depth chart is not a surprise to me. We'll see all of them. Then Shador Sanders getting the start. Ryan Staub still number 2 ahead of Gavin Cole. I know that has seemed to be like it was a pretty close competition for backup quarterback. So I'm totally fine with that. Was impressed with Ryan Staub's poise during the spring game as a high school age player. Then running back. We're going to see Alt McCaskill or Dylan Edwards start, which is great. I mean, we'll probably see a handful of these running backs, man. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, pretty much all these guys get looks. Maybe not Charlie, but I mean, Dylan Edwards, Alt McCaskill, Hankerson, Smoke. Those will be the main 4 guys, I think. And then we got Sy'veon Wilkerson, Charlie Offerdahl there as well. So overall, not really any big surprises on the offense. Just happy to see who is getting the start on the offensive line. So with that being said, I'm going to stop this screen share. Apologies. And going to get into your comments here real quick. Bawana Beast, what's up, man? Appreciate your support as always. Nicholas Braxton, yeah, I was just too pumped. I had to get back in here. Wife is still working, so but I'm gonna go get some food here on Friday, right? You know, usually get takeout like a couple times a week, and tonight's gonna be one of those nights. Man, yeah, appreciate your support as always. And man, Dylan Edwards, man, this is gonna be the time for him to really prove himself, to really show out, and just like we looked at in my my amateur film review, right? I mean, there's going to be opportunities in this offense to really utilize speed. And that's why I want to see him get a handful of looks. Yeah, they're going to be running with multiple fronts. You're absolutely right. Alex I am the Joe Flacco guy. He's one of my best friends in real life. Good to see you tuning in. I just bet on Colorado plus 20.5. So confident in this team. See, I love that. I love that. Now bet on Nebraska. Or on the Nebraska game for CU, right? There's no way. I do not think we lose to this team, man, especially by that kind of margin. Now, that's like a margin we would lose by last year. Cheryl C. Y'all go subscribe to Cheryl C. Holy moly. She is quite the filmmaker, quite the storyteller, and you are just kicking ass. I'm sorry, I gotta swear. You're kicking ass. And if you ever want to come on the show, let me know. But you seem to have your hands full with just the art that you are making. Highly impressed. If you aren't following Cheryl C, go and do it. Go and do it right now. But you bring up a great point. I'm confused about Jordan Dominic. He must not be 100%. That's the only explanation. Yeah. Haven't thought about that because, again, this is my instant reaction. You bring up a wonderful point. Maybe he's not 100%. Because when you are third in the SEC in sacks, that's not because you're a slouch or anything like that. That's quite possibly the case. Nicholas Braxton's saying, on the flip side, Mans is versatile. Yeah, he's bendy, he's shifty, he's twitchy, he's fast. You can play him in coverage. You're totally right. But you're right. We're gonna see a lot of Jordan Dominic, Nicholas. He ain't going away. Kennedy, I could see you being used in blitzing situations to make pressure on the inside. Yes. With all that speed. And man, I know that I haven't talked a lot about this, but man, like special teams coverage on punt and kick, like, dude, I'm just so relieved that we got athletes, on this coverage stuff, because special teams has been brutal, and it's not going to be. I have high expectations for the special teams coverage units to be very solid. Yeah, and he'll be in there in passing down situations. Bawana Beast doesn't mean you can't use them in a different way a few times to keep teams aware. Absolutely. And hopefully we throw a lot of different looks at Chandler Morris. Again, this is a guy that's talented, more talented than Jeff Sims, right? I think Jeff Sims is, sadly, after last night, he's probably playing out of position. But yeah, we got to throw some different looks at Chandler Morris just because he hasn't played a lot of like actual college football. Got to make him think, right? Alton's playing. That's right. Harrison, we're going to see him again, my X factor. Arden, cannot wait to see him play. He's been somebody that people have been speaking very highly of in camp. And yeah, we'll see some Hankerson. He's a shifty guy. He's got great speed. And one of the holdovers, man, that I've just been pumped about. But wanna bees take me out, dude. But if you live in Denver, man, at some point, dude, I gotta do a meetup with everybody. Maybe we just go to the dnvr bar. Wouldn't that be fun? Because again, I'm just a normal dude. I do this in my bedroom. How I like to describe my channel, it's what have I said? It's unrefined with a refreshing style or take, man. So New Harper, let's go. Love your channel. I appreciate that. I'm just a normal dude like the rest of us humans, but I'm just talking to you over a video screen, and hopefully you feel like you can just chat sports with a guy like me. I'm not trying to be no professional or anything like that. I bet 1K. I got to legally cover myself. I'm not giving you betting advice, but that's an awesome bet. That's awesome. I guess I should read you guys my bets that I have right now on DraftKings. And I was going to have a betting partner for this channel. Maybe they're just a little slow. They're a smaller app, but they haven't messaged me back. So hopefully we're able to get that going, because I was planning on like doing like a show or like an episode every week. On this. So I don't know. It's asking me to log in. I don't even remember my login. Oh, yes, I guessed it right. Isn't that always so satisfying? Okay. Here are my open bets. And this is all just for fun. And I've made these bets off of just winnings of other bets. So all this, I'm just playing with house money, which is fun. I got $1 on 7 more wins, which pays out $26. I mean, that's fun. $1 for them to make the Pac-12 championship game, or $1.10, my bad. And that pays out $78.10. This is the big one that I put on with some of my boxing and UFC winnings. $65 for the money line tomorrow. If CU can pull off the upset, I'll be $503.75 richer. We will be celebrating on the live stream. And then lastly, I just have $100 on the over of 3.5 wins. So that pays out $215. And then I'm halfway to my parlay, my long-term parlay uh, hitting, which was the Nuggets winning the championship. This happened in like the conference finals or like before the finals started. So they weren't like great odds for the Nuggets to win the title because they're already the favorites. But for them to win the title and then for the Buffs to win over 3.5 games, that was another $100. And that's plus 215. So $100 pays out 315. So that's all the bets I got going on right now. That should be a lot of fun. Again, I'm not here to give you betting advice. You know, until recently, I'm usually just pretty good at losing money. So, but I'm having some fun, with this. It's great. All that to say, I appreciate you guys. I'm not going to go too much longer, but I'm going to try and find some of these comments to highlight. Nicholas Braxton, you are right. I want to see Travis get a ton of snaps at wide receiver. And I'm very interested to see what happens. Buff since 89. Hankerson is starting per Coach Flea. Lovely. He played for us last year. Love to see that. We're going with experienced guys. Absolutely, Cheryl C. Big fan of you and very happy for your success. Very happy. Love to see it. What impact do you see CU's tight ends playing tomorrow and this season? Well, they better be darn good blockers, right? I'm expecting them to, in a sense, be those 6th, 7th offensive linemen. And I think with a guy like Michael Harrison, he has the ability to become somebody that we were hoping like Zico would become, someone that could stretch the field. And when you got guys like the wide receivers we got, that's going to leave the tight end primed for some advantageous matchups downfield. So Michael Harrison's my X factor tomorrow. I have no idea, really what we're going to see in terms of their role within the offense vertically, but I would love to see Michael Harrison get some looks just because they're going to have to focus so much on Travis, on Dylan Edwards, on Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver, Javon Antonio, right? Like those guys are beasts. Yeah, so nice to not have to worry about TDs on punts. Absolutely. And Dub Will's a big fan of Cheryl C as well. I love it. All right, guys. Oh, New Harper, Westminster, Colorado. I'm here in Westminster as well. I've always lived in the Westminster Broomfield area. So that's great. I won't give out my address here, but, if you run into me ever, just come say hi. Because normally when I go throughout my day, I forget that I have a YouTube channel and I forget that I do this. And it was funny at the spring game, met a couple of y'all and it kind of caught me by surprise initially because I just forgot that I do this. I forgot that people might recognize my face. I think it's so funny. Clutch Bets is looking for people, I believe. Hashtag Clutch Bets. Let's go. Come on. As well as Aflac. Come on. I need an insurance partner for this channel. I need an insurance partner. I want to be like Coach Prime, and we got to get David Talks Buffs with a nice car insurance deal, right? I'm looking to switch away. Okay. Case in point. Underrated point. Shador and Travis come from HBCU. So if they win, does that change the narrative about them being at a lower level? Yeah, I thought this whole thing about them being at a lower level was such bullshit, dude. I'm sorry I'm swearing so much today, but it's just because I'm just pumped up about this, man. Like, the fact that, like, people don't understand how good Shador is when I've been saying it for months. This guy has been more productive, more efficient, and better than all the other FCS quarterbacks drafted in like the first 2 rounds in the last 15 years. And he's done it at a younger age. Like, it's clear these guys can play. Now, it's great to see Travis get the recognition, like preseason All-American, right? It's great to see him get that recognition. But still feel like Shador is just so slept on. Like you saw yesterday how limited your offense is when you don't have a true quarterback there. Like with Nebraska. CU, we went through the same thing. The last few years, we had a converted safety, a quarterback that converted to safety, having to convert back to playing quarterback for the COVID year because that's how freaking terrible our quarterback room was. We know what an offense looks like when you don't have a quarterback, that really should be playing quarterback behind center, man. And I'm so thrilled that we got a guy that is a true quarterback that can pick apart a defense, that can read a defense, that has the arm talent to make all the throws, that has the athleticism to run. He's the complete package. The only reason people that have been sleeping on him is because he didn't play at USC last year. He didn't play at Oregon. He didn't play at Ohio State. He didn't play at Alabama. He could have gone to a lot of those schools. But he wanted to go the HBCU route to play with his dad. Why not? And he did fantastic. And he's improved from his freshman and sophomore year. And he's going to take that jump this year for his junior year. People just don't ever appreciate what they don't watch. They don't appreciate fully what they don't watch. Again, like all these guys coming out and predicting this team to basically replicate the 1-11 result that happened last year, it's because they haven't watched these guys actually play. Like none of these guys, I barely have time to watch other Buffs videos with what I have going on in my life. These experts have not been watching the Buffs. But who has? RJ Young. And he has the Buffs ranked in his top 25. That's just really it. That's how I felt as a Nuggets fan for years. No, the media does not appreciate how good this team is. They have no idea how we're going to be the favorites when Jamal Murray and Michael Porter get back. What happens? We sweep the freaking Lakers. They were our easiest opponent. Honestly, our toughest opponent was the Minnesota Timberwolves, but a lot of people don't realize that because they didn't watch that series. But you bring up a wonderful point, case in point. Just a wonderful point. And hopefully this puts some respect at the HBCU level football. We're already getting there. I mean, we saw Jackson State, right, take on a Celebration Bowl rematch, right? South Carolina State. And man, Jackson State looked darn good. Whooped them. And hopefully we see more HBCU games televised because I've enjoyed watching it. The few games that I've caught snippets of, near the end of last year was watching Jackson State. Great football, man. And that Celebration Bowl last year, I mean, man, that was one of the best football games I watched all year. And man, that was just great. Buff since birth. Good to see you, dude. I'm nervously excited. Man, I'm not even worried at all, man. I think this team can go out and win. And I'll say this. I'm expecting them to go out and win. But if they don't, we're playing with house money this year. I've been saying it this whole time I've been running this channel. We're playing with house money. I'm going to enjoy this. And this team is not going to just bend over like they have in years past. Maestro Cowell, dude, need your thoughts on Shiloh. I think he'll be an X factor for this team. Yes, NFL caliber safety. He can cover. He can hit. Play the run, very tough. And we're going to need him up in the box, stacking these boxes against the TCU Horned Frogs because they're going to run the ball a heck of a lot. That's what their whole offense is predicated on, just like Sean Lewis's, but especially with a veteran college quarterback in Chandler Morris, but not very seasoned, not a lot of game day experience. They're going to be relying on the run. We have to make Chandler Morris beat us. We have to make that happen. If TCU wins, it's going to be because, wow, I underestimated Chandler Morris, and hats off to him. That has to be it. Tuning in from Brooklyn, too. Man, I love that. This is a worldwide movement we got going on here, and it blows my mind, man, just how much engagement we have from all over the world. Really appreciate your support. And I just have so much fun doing this. That's why I'm here for a third time in my day when I've been busting my butt all week doing all sorts of different things. Want to make sure that I have time to talk with y'all, get my thoughts out there. And I mean, it's so surreal. We're finally getting here tomorrow. And I'm glad I don't have to wait all day till 7 p.m. Especially 7 p.m. for or 8 p.m. Mountain for Pac-12 after dark. Hell no, dude. If this team was so bad, why are we opening up on big noon for the first 2 weeks of the season? Nah, man, there are people that understand what's going on. That even if they're not expecting CU to win 10 games this year, they understand this is going to be a well-coached football team, competitive. And people that want to rag on this team, it's because they're threatened by Deion Sanders. They want to see him be memed. They don't understand what Coach Prime is doing, and they've never watched his team play. That's just really it. That's it. Who actually pays attention to their job when you see idiotic takes come out like we've seen this week. Just like guys like Kendrick Perkins and Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson saying that Jokic is not an entertaining player to watch. It just doesn't look right. Are you serious? That man's the best passer I've ever seen in my whole life of watching basketball. He's white chocolate in a 7-foot body. All right, getting into some more comments. No Sco Zone, y'all better go follow No Sco Zone. He's got a YouTube channel, but man, he's one of my go-tos for getting news on Twitter. So y'all be sure you go follow him on Twitter, X, whatever, and go subscribe to him on YouTube. Thank you for all the work that you do for the Colorado community, man. It's going to feel sweet, man. This season, I can't wait. Yeah, Jordan Dominic and Bishop Thomas, man, they could really steal the show. I agree. It's not just about size. We're going up against a bigger offensive line, but we got our work cut out. But this isn't an over. This matchup isn't over right now. Nebraska offense looked terrible. Yeah, man. It looked good, like if we're playing football, 70 years ago. But man, that was embarrassing. And you got to wonder why the hell they ran Casey Thompson out of there. Because Mike, our honorary, super generous Cornhuskers fan, that he's the best. He's the best. He gave us $10 today. He gave our channel $10 today. And I didn't realize this at the time, but maybe it was $1 for every point they scored. So if you do that, Mike, if you do that for the rest of the season, I would like to say, I think I'll be, a very rich man. But we all know that Nebraska's probably not putting up a lot of points this year. So thank you for your generosity. But yeah, that looked terrible. The only touchdown pass was on just a total fluky, broken play. It was embarrassing. And I feel, again, like the line, I remember the line initially for CU Nebraska was something like 16, 17, 18 points, right? Now it's down to 8.5. And I think after we see the Buffs play tomorrow, at the very least, it's going to be a competitive game. I think it will be close. If CU doesn't win, you're going to see that line change again. But get in on it while you can. Maestro, 9-5 record, man. I would love to see that. So that means they win. My hot take for the record in year one is 9-5. So that's 14 games, but we play a 12-game schedule, right? We play a 12-game schedule, but that would mean that we play the conference championship and win our bowl game, right? Or just win our bowl game. I don't know, dude. I can't do math right now. I should know this being an MBA that I can do math better, but here I am. Y'all do the math for me. I think of FCS and more notably HBCU as underground hip hop. Yeah, a lot of a lot of artists have come out of HBCU. A lot of movie directors, a lot of actors. Like, heck, Stephen A. Smith went to an HBCU, right? We know Shannon Sharp did. Case in point, they'll win, I believe, CU 65, TCU 14. All right, man. Dude, if you hit that, if you hit that on the money, you can come on my show and do whatever you want with it. But Daniel Scott, I think we do stay within that 20-point spread. I just don't think you see Coach Prime's teams getting blown out. Like, that is stuff that happened last year. We lost by 25 points or 26 points, something like that last year with our roster, okay? They had a better team last year, and they beat us by like 25, 26. Is the difference in CU improving and TCU dropping in a level? Is that a 5-6 point difference? I think so, like at minimum. Buff since birth. I love that everybody's watching it from all over the world. I have a buddy in Australia watching, and I love CU. Yeah, we've had people tune in from every continent except Antarctica. So I'm waiting for that person to chime in. But man, I love it. Jesse, I'm not being disrespectful, but Cavassier smoked fourth. I must have been watching a clone at Kentucky. He's pretty much the best running back in the nation. Cavassier smoked the best running back in the nation? All right. I'm all for that. If that's the case, then we're winning a heck of a lot of games this year. I love that. And he's got that power, man. And we're gonna see a lot of him, man, because with this Sean Lewis offense, we're gonna be taking advantage of speed, but then also, man, we're gonna be throwing those body shots, right? The lack of informed analysis has been appalling. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. Buff straight up for the win. Absolutely. And again, I'll get back to this, man, because when I started this channel, like I had certain expectations for this team recruiting wise and all this. And, all y'all Coach Prime fans, Jackson State fans, that have been following what Coach Prime was doing prior to this year. I mean, y'all came in and said, nah, man, like you got to understand, like we're going to get some serious recruits this year. And you guys were right. Like the flipping the roster, man, this was greater than anything that I imagined with the roster that we have now. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here. But, you guys that have been following this, like y'all know the quality, y'all know what it looks like. Again, like Michael Urban Meyer, some of these other guys, like they would not be saying what they're saying about this Buffs team if they weren't ready. Like they wouldn't do Coach Prime like that. I'm betting right now, Darren, on the money line. But I think the spread is definitely the safer bet, right? And I accidentally went backwards. Sorry about that, guys. But I'm here. But I like taking the money line just because, it's fun. Oh, Maestro, typo. 9-3, 8-5, something like that. Anyways, wing 8 games, wing 9 games, amazing. I'm here for it. But anyways, guys, I'm going to answer this last question and then get out of here. Do you think the defensive line will hold the TCU line? I personally do. Shoot. I freaking hope so. It's a big question mark right now. I really don't know. If there's one area that I am feeling very nervous about, it's our front seven. And that's why we got to stack the box against the run because we have a light defensive line rotation. I wouldn't say that I feel confident. That's really the one area that I don't feel confident in right now. And hopefully this team can really make me eat my words tomorrow, right? Like, I mean, I just want us to kick butt. That's what I want. So I think even with the defensive line, quote unquote, if they do struggle, we have the secondary to where we can devote more bodies to the run game if we need to, and then um, I'm expecting this offense to put up points. They should put up points. Ideally, I'd like to see us put up over 30 points. That would be great. But if we got 24, 25 points, and this is more of a defensive slugfest somehow, I'm all for it. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna take advantage of my Friday night. Maybe watch a movie. Maybe catch up on some episodes of Only Murders in the Building. I love a good, comedic murder mystery, right? Um, this has just been an awesome week, man. It's been an awesome week. It's one where, we're just finally here. We're finally here. It feels like Christmas, and I want to give a shout out. I'm going to miss people because I need to eat. But I'm going to be watching the game here, live stream, watch along party. Y'all can watch it with me. I'm going to be watching it here in my apartment. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hit that notification. It's already up on my channel, so scheduled out. So please go check that out. And we're just going to talk about whatever. But man, I just want to give a big thanks to everybody in the Buffs YouTube community, man. Like DNVR has been a big inspiration of mine for getting out here and doing this thing. Other channels that I've had on, Buff Since Birth, The Go Route, just had them on, John Cronenberg, Bill Carroll, Big Dog Chico, Colin Moore from Life in Football. Man, I know that I'm missing other people. Brandon McCartney, Coach McCartney's grandson, had him on. There's other channels that I haven't been able to connect with or have on, but I do appreciate them. Spending time talking about the Buffs, like it just means so much to see our school talked about, to see the Buffs. Just being exciting. So we got guys like Bird's Eye View. We got, come on, Rico Knows, a guy, again, you can tell that he watches football. He doesn't think the Buffs are a 1-win team this year. He doesn't think they're a 3-win team. Y'all got to let me know, like, what does Rico Knows? Does he have a record prediction for the Buffs? I got to know that. Even John the Liquidator, man, like big, he has a big time reach. And the fact that he spends time talking about the Buffs, I love it. I love it because we have been in football relevancy for forever. And he has a style. I saw that the other day where it's like, I gave a shout out to John the Liquidator. I think some Twitter guy, one of my followers on Twitter was like, I don't like his content. That's fine, man. That's fine. Everybody has their style, their little niche. And, I'm not out here competing with anybody. I'm just out here doing my thing. And it means a lot to see just from where we were a year ago, man, where we're at now. Coach Prime is bigger than the the Buffs brand, and it's been so cool to see him partner with us, and it's been so great to meet so many of you because of Coach Prime, because now again we got a Colorado Twitter. We have all these different content creators popping up. We got Cheryl C, Cheryl C, one of our first commenters from day one. She's now at making amazing documentaries about all these players. And it's just so cool to see all the different types of styles and the way that this team is talked about, and how when you come to CU, okay, maybe we don't have the biggest NIL collective right now, but people sure know about you. If you play for this university, people surely know about you. And man, it's just wonderful to see. So big thanks, man, to everybody. I know that I probably missed some of y'all, but anybody that's being active, contributing to the Buffs culture on Twitter, on YouTube, it really means so much. And I can't wait to see where we go from here. So I'm going to enjoy my Friday night. I appreciate all of you guys. I will be ready with my coffee. Will Bailey's be in my coffee? We'll just have to see. I'll be live around 9:30 tomorrow, and man, just cannot wait. So y'all have a great Friday night, and as always, Sco Buffs.